Oh God, we're live. This is it's gonna be scary.
Are you alive?
Oh, I'm alive.
I can't tell.
Are you alive?
I don't know.
Well, you got me out of. You probably woke up this morning earlier than I did. Hell, you were in town before I was out of bed.
Seriously?
Oh fuck yeah, I was still in bed at like 11:30.
I should know. I got some more pictures for a new book.
I imagine. That's a callback that people have to actually be. People have to actually have been listening to the podcast to understand that callback. But
Yeah.
fuck it, they'll figure it out.
I mean, who listens to this podcast?
I don't know. We're about to fucking talk about that. Welcome to episode 24 of the No Holds Barred podcast.
Can you
Number
believe it?
24.
I can't believe it.
24.
It's,
I don't.
wow.
Yeah, holy crap. We're dedicated to sucking. Yeah, but yeah,
Maybe you more than me.
maybe the guys down at the Legion would have a thing or two to say about that. We have viewers again.
I know,
in the
what is
actual
going
chat
on?
stream, which is
It's nice that there's
fucking
viewers
awesome.
here because there's none on our YouTube page.
Oh man,
apparently.
yeah, it's kind of nice that both Tweeter and Geo have apparently nothing better to do at I would say, well, at their time before 1 p.m. on a Saturday. So right on, guys. Thank you for coming to check us out. As Geo kind of points out there, you've been live for 10 minutes, guys. Well, yeah, we've been live on the Ustream because we want to entertain the masses and the beautiful people like yourself. But as far as the actual podcast goes, we've just started. We're only like a minute and a half in. Yeah, you'll probably hear the siren in the background. I live close to a hospital. And there, it's kind of gone. So apologies for that. It's too damn cold down here to not have the door open. So you're probably going to hear some shit. You might hear dogs barking, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah,
It's the podcast. We're used to it. Now, of course, before we get into anything else, podcast tradition, cracking open of the beers.
Our beers. Guinness. Draft greatest beer ever.
It's the one that Nick...
It's the greatest beer. Agree with me.
Fine. It's
Thank
good.
you.
It's good.
Hey!
It's good. It's great.
Thank you.
I would give up my firstborn child just for a sip.
Thank you. Okay.
Can we open them now?
Yes.
Fucking Christ.
Go with it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God. That's just fantastic.
man. Listen to that.
Geo apparently thought we were paying him to be here. Eventually, when we become gigantic superstars on the internet, and Geo, you're a gigantic superstar on the internet. You know this. Hell, Tweeter is too. Once we get huge, we'll be sending everyone just royalty paychecks for the fact that they were just merely mentioned on the podcast.
I will
so don't
pay
worry
you
about that.
tens and tens of pennies.
Tens and tens of pennies. Tweeter, Masked Tweeter chimed in on the chat stream there. He's like, I'm listening while surfing for Miley Cyrus porn. We're kind of going to talk about that in a little bit. But Tweeter's going to love it because we're going to relate it to pro wrestling, which everything should be related to pro wrestling.
Exactly.
He's like, I have to reboot, but I'm here. By the way, fuck the Bills. So hopefully now something like this will, again, generate more viewers.
Hopefully.
And we have to admit, like last podcast has to be the single biggest failure that we have done in terms of other people paying attention to it.
I don't know why. They have 2 views.
Yeah, they have 2 views each, and both of them are me.
Both of them are you.
So, like, it's got nothing, right? Like, literally no one listened to last week's podcast, and that was fucking awful because I thought last week's podcast was good. Unfortunately, nobody seems to have listened to it. Another comment there from Thunderpin. Justin, you know who I am. You could say I'm a smart mark. Oh, okay. I'm guessing it would be either Cody, Rodney, or Doug. I'm going to assume it's probably Cody because Cody seems to be the only one that decides to show up from Smart Mark Alley to listen to these podcasts.
Oh, no.
So,
Doug shows up.
Doug shows up sometimes and then shows up under different names and antagonizes us. See, and that was good about the last podcast. That was a good thing about the last one. So if you're listening to this, for the love of God, please go back and listen to No Holds Barred episode number 23. Just to keep us off the edge of the ledge before we jump off. Like, just keep us alive for one more day by listening to this, please.